Well, happy Friday, everyone. Have you ever had it where you had a plan to do something and then something more exciting comes along? So you drop those plans and you do the new thing. So that's what's happening today. Half a day, everyone. This is Becky Tovis with Crafty Chamarita. I come to you live every Friday at 12 o'clock. So those of you who are watching me live, thank you so much for watching me live. But if you're catching me on the replay, I appreciate that just as much. So a few days ago, I was watching Sarah Douglas, who is the CEO of Stampin' Up, and she introduced heat embossing onto Glimmer Paper, and I had never tried that before. So when I was watching her video, I got so excited that I knew I just had to try it. So I switched my plans for what I was intending to do today, and instead, I'm doing this technique. So right before the live came on, my laptop disconnected from my computer. So I'm not able to see your comments. So if you do respond during my live, I have to apologize. And it was just too late to try to, fix it before going live. I didn't want to delay my going live today. All right, so let me go ahead and switch to my work screen. If you see me peeking over, it's because I can see it on my desktop. Sorry, I'm just going to run over and press play so I make sure everything is working okay. All right? Okay. And of course, I have to turn off the volume on that computer or else you're going to hear it. All right, so it looks like everything is doing, showing what it's supposed to. So before I demonstrate what I want to show you today, I want to just thank everybody who registered for my stamping bingo event. That's going to be happening October 26th. The deadline was October the 16th. So those of you who did register and you needed supplies, those are already ordered and they're on their way. And I did say I could extend the deadline depending on what you needed. So if anyone is still interested in attending and you are on Guam, there's still a chance that you can register. So I left the registration open. So if you do register, register on the form and then please let me know. All right. Okay. Also, the starter kit special is still going on. I would absolutely love it if you join my team, Team Chamarita. We're full of a bunch of wonderful ladies who are just so kind and generous and fun. And they're so open to welcoming people to the group and just sharing their talents and ideas with you. So the starter special is you spend $99, but you get $155 worth of product. So this is a great time, for example, to get the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So if you've been eyeing that, but you said, oh, I can't afford it right now, this is the perfect time because you'll get it at $99 and you don't have to spend for shipping. Isn't that a great deal? So in addition to the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, you still have about 25 more dollars that you can spend to get other things that you want. So if you're interested, please reach out to me and I'll give you all the information that you need. And I hope that you consider joining my team. Right. And last but not least, the kit special is still going on. Some of the kits are 10%, some are 20, some are 30, and it goes to the end of October. I love working with kits. They're so easy because everything you need to work on the project is contained in the kit, right? And if you're a new stamper, it's a wonderful way to get started. Okay. All right. I just want to peek over and make sure that everything is still working. Okay, so what I'm going to show you today is heat embossing on Glimmer Paper. So there are, of course, I put it together and didn't put it near my screen, my workspace. Let me just reach over here. So Stampin' Up! Has about maybe three or four different Glimmer papers. I don't have all of them. Oh wait, my the internet went back up. Okay, yay! So oops, okay. Has about papers. Oh, okay. Let me put this on mute. Okay. All right, there you go. So I can see your comments. Yay! My internet went out on my laptop, so I wasn't able to do the things that I needed to do. So I don't have all the papers, as I was saying. There's about 4 or 5, I'm not quite sure. So when I was trying to figure out what to do for this technique, I looked at the stash of papers that I do have. So this is what I have. I have All right, let me put on my eyes here because I can't read it without my glasses. The 3-color Glimmer Paper. And this is the new in colors. This is the 2024 to 2026 in colors. And then this one is the Berry Burst and Old Olive and White. I really wanted the festive paper. I thought I had ordered that, but I didn't. So I'm just going to make do with the papers that I do on hand. So I do have on hand. So I've got the Old Olive and I've got the Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to use this for the card that I'm going to make today. All right, so let me go ahead and get my sponge mat here. I'm not super good at stamping with photopolymer to make it have a nice crisp image. So I like to use the sponge pad. So I'm just going to take my stamp here, and let me show you the stamp set that I'm using. I'm using the Decorative Trees stamp set. This is, in fact, the first time I tried playing around with it. Don't freak out at my Versamark pad. It's just well loved. I have a nicer one, but to be honest, I save that for my classes. When it's just me working on it, I use this one. And I'm going to do this one at a time because I don't want the ink to dry up. Okay, so I'm just going to get my tools here. Oh, there it is. I knew I kept it handy. And I'm going to emboss it on white. So you actually don't need to use the embossing buddy when you do this. Because this paper is not flat. Okay, so you notice when you do touch the Glimmer Paper, stuff doesn't come off. Look at that. Really nice, pretty paper. If it bothers you to see the embossing powder on the side, just take your brush and gently and carefully take off the excess embossing powder. Okay, I'm going to do it again. The reason why I didn't stamp and put the embossing powder at the same time is like what I mentioned before. I don't want the ink to dry up. Once you put the embossing powder on, you can leave it. But once you stamp it with the embossing ink, the Versamark ink, you need to put the powder on. Because the Versamark ink is what makes it stick. Heat embossing is such a wonderful stamping technique. And if you never tried using it, I recommend it. And you know, you can always try it out when you attend one of my classes. So if that's not the particular technique that we're using for that class, you can always ask me, hey Becky, I want to try heat embossing. Can you show me how to do it? And I've absolutely no problem showing you that. Okay, I see some extra embossing powder, so I'm just going to move that out of the way. And pardon me as I heat emboss. I was deliberating whether or not to do this ahead of time, but I opted not to. And the reason for that is because I wanted to show you to be careful when you do the heat embossing. For some reason, when I'm doing this, I'm burning the paper. I don't know if it's because my heat tool is not Stampin' Up. It's a Milwaukee, and I bought it like 30 something years ago. And these are really good heat tools, but this one does run super hot. So it could be that your Stampin' Up one doesn't burn, but this particular one does. I wanted to show you, be careful. When you heat emboss a normal paper, it brightens, right? And it looks a little bit shiny. But for the Glimmer Paper, that's not the case. So you just have to kind of eyeball it. And then what I do is, if I'm not sure that it's set, then I just take my finger and I lightly touch it. Okay. So the change is not as vibrant as when you heat emboss on regular paper. So I'm just making sure excuse me, that I'm not staying in one spot because I don't want it to burn. And normally when I tilt it to the side, I can tell whether or not the embossing has set, but for some reason with the Glimmer Paper, that's not as obvious. I don't know why. It must have something to do with the texture. So let me go ahead and just rub it. Yeah, see, nothing came off, so this is good. To the normal eye, it'll look, I hope I didn't break that. To the normal eye, it'll look like it's not set, but it really is. I'm just gonna do the same thing for the pretty peacock. I think because my heat tool is so strong, it doesn't take long to set it. So in case you're wondering how the embossing technique works, it's really just melting the embossing powder onto the image that you create. So now that I have that all done, I'm going to take out my mini stamping cut and emboss machine. And I know I put everything together. Okay, plates, where are you? You know, sometimes I chastise myself because I put everything to be set. And then when I go live, I panic a little bit because I think it's not there when it's right in front of my face the whole time. And I just didn't see it. Okay, so I'm going to put this down like this. And I'm going to use my tree, which I know I put here so I can find it easily. Oh, Rebecca, what did you do with the tree? I know my sister laughs at me because she knows I do this all the time. I put it right there so I can find it easily. And of course, where did you go? Okay, well, anyway, since it looks like that tree is hiding from me, I'll just show you the final project. Where did you go? And watch, I'll be all done, and then I'll find it, right? Wouldn't that be the case? Okay, so let me move that out of the way. I'm going to have to cut this later whenever I find my tree. I don't think I put it back in the case, right? Nope. Nope, I did. But look at all these beautiful dies that come with this stamp set. Isn't that gorgeous? You don't even need to stamp these. You just die cut it, right? So I'm going to play around with this set later on. I could show you the different cards that I can make with it. Okay. All right. So let me show you the final product. So I cut out this tree, and to be honest with you, let me tell you what happened. So this is, I burned this. That's why I said I got to be careful, and I wanted to hide it. So I wanted to make sure I had something big enough to cover it. And so that's what I did this. And I used the Spotlight on Nature dies, so it'll be big enough to color it. And because the glimmer paper is so, what's the word? What's the word we like to use? It makes it pop, shimmery, fancy. I don't know if that's the right word because it's a little bit fancy. You really don't need to put a lot of stuff on this because then it's going to overpower. So I tried putting it on designer series paper, but it was just too much. It was too busy. So I opted not to do that. So I just kept it very simple. And for this card, I just stamped the trees on the inside as well. Okay. All right. Let me show you what else I did. So this particular card, the products are not available yet. So this one comes from the new online exclusives, which will be available in November. It's called Hearts of Excellence or Elegance. And these are the cards that I made with it. So what I did was, you know, we always say there's never any mistakes in stamping. So what I did was I first did it on the pink paper, and then I die cut it with the dies that cut it out perfectly. And then I didn't like it, right? But rather than throw it away, I said, you know what? Let me see what I can do. So I heat embossed again on these two. You can't see it because it's underneath. And then I covered it. So I just covered it up with the hearts that are in front. So it's a little bit opposite color. Okay. And because it's so bling, bling, that's the word. Because this is so bling, bling, you don't need a lot of stuff on the card. And then I just stamp My Heart Belongs to You. Very pretty, right? Very simple, but very elegant. Okay, another stamp set that is going to be part of the new online exclusive. This is the one we're all oohing and awing about. So of the demonstrators on Guam, I was the first one to receive mine because the other packages for somehow or other just got delayed. So I used this for my book treat box when we had the stamp set. I mean, when we had the swap. So I wanted to show everybody how pretty it was. So this is the stamp set that I use, and this is the card that I made. Okay, this is the peach. I'm not sure, peach. It doesn't look like that on the screen, right? But this is more peach in color. And then what I did was I embossed it with gold. And then because wild wheat looks so close to gold, I use that as the accent color. And then I just heat embossed on white. Thanks for being so kind. Isn't that pretty? So when I first did this, I thought, oh man, you can't really see the hibiscus. So let me see if I can find it here. I wasn't intending to show this to you, but I might as well. Okay. So after I did this and then I didn't think it showed too well, I heat embossed it again. But this time I used the black. So the black embossing powder is, this is a retired product. That's why I didn't really want to showcase it. I think this came out when we were doing the Halloween cards, but I tell you, the black is so pretty. Look at that. The black heat embossing compared to the gold. You can see what I was talking about, right? It really pops. So if you have black embossing powder, you know, use it because look at the pretty images that you can make out of it. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring the 3 cards. My goal is to always try to make 4, but you guys, really, I ran out of time. It's been a crazy, crazy couple of weeks. So we've been doing a lot of family stuff because my parents celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary last week, and my brother is in from Seattle so that he could be part of the celebration. So we've just been doing a lot of family stuff. So it's just been, hectic. Plus I've been doing training to earn the incentive trip as I posted earlier. So if you are interested in this, if you place a $50 order with me, then I will send you all the materials to make these 3 cards. Plus one more. I'm not sure what that is, but once I create it, I'll post it with that so that you can see. So my goal is to always do at least 4 cards so that you can see the versatility of this particular technique. So if you place a $50 order and you want these set of cards, I will send it to you. All right, everybody, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching me. Please comment on my video. Please share it. And if you are interested in learning more about the activities that I do, let me know what your email is and I'll include you on my email chain. All right, that's it for now. Hi, Fran. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, Fran. That's it for now, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you next week. Friday. Don't mind me while I run to the other computer to turn the video off. Okay, bye.